My name is Muhammad Afiqah Ismail, and I will be your moderator tonight. So today is your opportunity to listen to these three panel talking about our topic tonight, which is confidence in speaking and writing, make a good communicator and innovator. The format for this evening will be allow opening statement from candidates, no more than 2 minutes about this topic, followed by two questions for every panel to answer and three questions that will be answered by one panel for each question. And the panel today is Soh Zhe for as a panel one, and Aisyah Afiqah binti Halizan as panel two, and Nur Syarfa Amni binti Sayuti as panel three. So it is time for their opening statement of no more than 2 minutes. First, we will hear from Sozi.
All right. Thank you, moderator. Good evening, everyone. My name is Soh Zhe. So, to me, self-confidence is one of the internal factors that influence someone in learning a language. According to Romandos in 2018, state that self-confidence is a crucial part because that give enthusiasm, bravery, and stimulation to the learners. If the student has high self-confidence, they will achieve the best performance. As a result, students who have self-confidence will make every effort to achieve their achievement according to their abilities. So the students with high self-confidence can speak fluently and write clearly. Rather, they usually have problems with pronunciation and grammar mistakes. But in general, there is a significant correlation between high self-confidence and the student's speaking and writing skills. Moreover, if the student master these skills, most probably they will succeed. It is because the high self-confidence in speaking skill will let them become a good communicator and also an innovator. They know how to express themselves, how to catch people's eyesight when they speak. Thus, they aren't afraid to try new things. So if I am a manager, I will choose someone who is ready to bring something new and has high self-confidence to present it instead of being shy and keeping silent. Be smart and give effective ideas. That's what an employee manager wants. So that's all for the first.
Thank you, Soze. Next, we will hear from Aisha.
Thank you, moderator. Hello, everyone. My name is Aisyah. So, in my opinion, a person should have the courage to speak and write if they want to be an effective communicator and innovator. Nowadays, people all around the world are eager to study English because of its significant functions everywhere. One travels, English is present from billboards to commercial. English is a widely used language for communication throughout the world. If you lack confidence in your speaking and writing, how can you be competent communicator and innovator when English has been the operating system of the global conversation? It was said by Pearson once, a life that is happy and satisfying requires confidence. It affects your ability to succeed at work, as well as your relationship, leisure time, and family life. Your performance in whatever you do is impact. The greatest asset of all is without a doubt one's own sense of self-worth. A negative self-perception cannot be made up for by tremendous wealth of fame. Individuals with low esteem and confidence consistently perform below expectations, and they are less daring and less inclined to fully enjoy life, and confidence or lack thereof is learned mostly in the first few years of childhood. He continued. It started to take shape when while you were weak and exposed, and then it started to reinforce itself. And anything which has been learned can be replaced and replaced with something new, which is superior learning. I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Aisha. Next, we will hear from Shafa.
Thank you and hi everyone. My name is Sharfa. When we're talking about our topic today, which is confidence in speaking and writing makes a good communicator and innovator, first of all, confidence means feeling sure of yourself and your abilities, not in an arrogant way, but in a realistic way and secure way. Confidence isn't about feeling superior to others, but it's a quiet inner knowledge that you are capable. And from Montasong Siri, in her journal that an action research study of promoting students' confidence in speaking English, in the aspect of being a good communicator, they choose their words well and understand their audience and connect with them at the right time and place, while an innovator is a person that introduces a new method, ideas, and product. When we are confident, we don't worry about slacking in our public speech or doing bad in our writing assignments or our research. We don't have to focus on whether or not they will somehow screw up. The thing is, you shouldn't be really focused at yourself at all, because having confidence comes from focusing on your audience, their needs, their problems, and how you can help them solve them. A confident speaker knows the audience members see him as an authority and want him to be successful. His success ultimately means their success. And in conclusion, when we confidence or when we know that we are able to speak excellently, it allows us to speak concisely with clarity. Hence, a good communicator will be produced. And when we have confidence in writing, it helps startup innovates because it allows innovator to think outside the box and produce new and fresh ideas. Hence, a good innovator from a confident writer is produced. So that's all from me.
All right, now we will come to the Q&A season that which will be answered by every panel. The question is, how do you think to be a good communicator?
All right. So, in my opinion, a good communicator should have open and honest communication, active listening skills, and a friendly tone in conversation to avoid misunderstandings. They used to deliver good or bad news with empathy, listening, and hearing what the other person was saying. Therefore, a good communicator must also be a good listener. In order to be good communicator, we should eliminate the filler words, avoid the words that serve no purpose except to fill in the space between sentences. The words, these are the words like like and the related that you know that after one sentence, the excessive filler words can be irritating to listeners and make the speakers sound unsure of themselves. As a result, eliminating the filler words is one of the simplest habits to fix it. So how do we practice? Start by studying to the verbal delivery of sport commentators. The ones who are at the top of their game rarely use filler words. These announcers have become skilled at delivering just the words they want you to hear by spending hours in front of television reviewing videos of their performance. Thus, we actually can use the same strategy. Step 1, turn on a video or microphone of your smartphone and record yourself presenting. So here, I prefer recording video so that you can look at your facial expression, body movement, and eye contact when speaking. Step 2, play it back. Your goal is to gain awareness around the filler words that you use the most. So keep trying to do better. Don't force yourself, as the most important is to honestly express yourself. Be confident. And step 3, write them down and practice again. When you catch yourself about to use one on silent, instead of develop a smoother, polished delivery. So that's how you practice to become a good communicator.
Thank you, Soh Zhe. So, Shafa, how about your opinion?
Firstly, a good communicator is a communicator that knows their audience. In the Journal of Correlation Between Self-Confidence and Speaking Skills of English Language Teaching from Ismail Gerle, he said that the same speech, conversation, or sales pitch won't succeed with every audience. We have to modify your language for each group so that you're not being condescending or speaking in a way in which your audience can understand. And we have to adjust how and what we're gonna say to match our audience. That will improve our communication skills. And for example, when we are giving a speech in front of villagers, we must want to communicate in language and terms that they will understand, and topics such as paddy field and palm oil plantation, the thing that related to thing like that, and others. And it is differently from university students that we can talk to them in educated terms. And secondly, a good communicator also pace themselves. Pay attention to how quickly you're speaking and whether your audience appears to be processing what you're saying. Slow down if necessary and vary the volume of and rhythm of your speech to hold their attention. And it's important to deliberately repeat important points a few times to make sure your listeners hear what you have to say. For example, if we're talking about confidence in speaking makes a good communicator, then we have to repeat it in every paragraph of our speech, but we have to paraphrase it so that it will not look like just a boring repeated sentence. And we can say when we know that we're able to speak well, it makes us a good communicator.
Thank you, Sharfa. I will think all of the points that we are given by Sharfa are true. Next, we will hear from Aisyah.
Thank you, moderator. In my point of view, the way to be a good communicator is we need to know what we are talking about. Great communicators are competent and have vast knowledge about their areas of expertise. They are prepared to show people that their communication is valuable. Great communicators appreciate the time people spend listening to them and interacting with them. Great communicators also understand that people would not listen or respect them if they don't know what they are talking about. They place high value of providing effective and authentic communication because they want to keep an environment of respect and engagement. Furthermore, great communicators always listen more than speak. They won't dominate a discussion or a presentation. Great communicators also frequently ask questions to give people an opportunity to share their knowledge and express their opinions. Great communicators also give themselves permission to listen to others. In this way, they will understand what people are thinking about and they know how to balance speaking and listening effectively. This makes people feel that what they say truly matters. That's all from me.
Thank you, Aisyah, for your idea. We will proceed to the next question, which is how do you get the confidence in speaking and writing? Anyone can start first?
All right, let me start first. Okay, so when we talk about confidence in speaking, firstly, we should vary our pace. I mean, as a confident speaker, we should vary the pace of our verbal delivery, such as slow down and speed up our vocals to accentuate our most important points. So, how we master this skill? The truth is, let the story you are trying to tell guide you, not only storytelling, okay? But if there's a part in your presentation or speech where it makes sense to rattle off a series of words or sentence, perhaps a section in which you need to run through a list of details, try speeding it, then slow it down as you approach your main point. We know the secret to looking confident in front of crowd is practice. Because keep practicing will make you better. So don't be hard on yourself if it takes more time than you expect. Some of these tactics will take a couple of run throughs to get it, while others, like pacing, it requires hours of work and advanced delivery skills to nail it. While writing actually is almost the same as speaking, we also need to practice. Every type of language learning do so. Firstly, we should understand the learning process. The more we write, the more we learn about language itself and about the topic we are writing about. For example, if you are writing about a character in your novel, rewriting the dialogues and revising the plot lines help you to think more critically about it. Furthermore, writing and rewriting forces you to make correct connection between ideas and self-expression. Consequently, the output of repetitive writing practice allows you to create more established truth processes of your next piece of work. In this way too, your confidence will be boosted. So furthermore, in order to become a better writer, it's simple. We must read and also we must write. But to do this well, it's important to maintain a teachable perspective. A good writer must also be a good reader. With no shortage of readily available online reading materials, it's become easier for us to learn about writing and a more dynamic skill. Reading with a teachable perspective make a distinction between reading to compare and reading to learn. Comparing maybe disappoint you as you realize that there will be always someone out there, right? Someone out there who writes better than you or has found greater success. So when you read to learn, you give yourself a potential to discover new ideas, more patterns of writing, new vocabulary, and so on. Virtually, it will increase your self-confidence. Alright, so that's all for me.
Thank you, Soh Zhe. Next, we will hear from Aisyah.
So, first thing, let me explain how to get confidence in speaking. First of all, we need to use the step listen and repeat. We all have a favorite movie, television show, or even YouTube channel, but instead of just watching them silently, listen carefully to what the characters or hosts are saying and repeat the dialogue that interests you. Go ahead and pause, rewind, and listen to the lines several times if you must. Also, you can turn on the English subtitle setting to help you identify each word. This is a fun way of practicing both your listening and speaking skills with materials that are both enjoyable and entertaining. Next step is we need to find a friend. It's always difficult to practice by yourself, especially when it comes to improving your speaking skills. Therefore, find a like minded group of friends or classmates who share your goals of becoming more confident in using English. Get together and implement the English only rule where while you hang out, meaning that everyone must only speak English for the next hour or two. With such a support system, you will feel more secure to open up and speak English without being hampered by insecurities. Then, we will move on to how to get confidence in speaking. There are many ways to get confidence in Then we will move on to how to get confidence in writing. There are many ways to get confidence in writing actually, but one of them is take a course from another successful writer. If you lack confidence or self-belief, don't fester on these negative thoughts. Instead, consider how you can improve gaps in your writing skills. For example, it's relatively easy for a non-fiction writer to improve their storytelling skills by taking courses in storytelling on masterclass. Or you can simply read a few books from successful writers like Stephen King and Natalia Goldberg. I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Aisyah. Next, we will hear another point of view from Syarfa.
Alright, in speaking, we can enhance our confidence with embracing our weakness. If you want to become more confident speaking, in front of groups or voicing our ideas, our first need is to embrace our weakness. This means being okay with making mistakes and learning from them. By doing this, we can ease our concerns and slowly improve our confidence when speaking. Next, we have to give ourselves time to prepare what to say. An analysis of factors influencing learners' English speaking skill that was right by Lai Mei Leong, she stated that she stated that whether you have to give a presentation or you want to present an idea, to giving yourself adequate time to practice and think about your message can help you gain more confidence. To do this, we can write our ideas, create an outline, and rehearse our presentation a few different times. And in writing, we can increase our confidence with read a lot and do our research. And if we aren't familiar with the topic that we are writing about, and our writing will not exude confidence as a result. So if you want to project confidence in your writing, know what you're writing about inside and out, and do your research on an ongoing basis. And don't be afraid to use multiple resources. In fact, referring to more resources will most likely make you more confident about your subject. For example, if you often write about cutting edge research in healthcare, you will want to subscribe to multiple publications that focus on this topic and refer to their data and research as often as needed. And you will want to see what other thought leaders and professionals are saying on social media and in discussion and forum.
Thank you, Sharfa. All right, now we will come to the Q&A season, which we will be answered by one panel for each question. So this first question is addressed to our second panel, which is if you are presenter, how do you improve your speaking skill?
Thank you, moderator. Actually, speaking is probably the most challenging aspect of language learning. So, there are a few ways to improve speaking skills. Firstly, we need to speak to ourselves. Obviously, it's best if you have a language partner or a teacher to talk, but sometimes it's just not possible for some reason. In this case, you can just talk to yourself if you feel confident enough. You can do that even in public place, although some people might find that awkward and strange. If you are one of them, try to speak at home. Why should you talk about? Anything is really fine. About what are you saying, what are you seeing, what are you doing, how was your day, and also many more. You can also speak of a topic you particularly like or describe a movie or you watched recently. Still feeling weird talking to yourself? So you can start off by thinking in another language within 24 hours, and it's usually in our native language. So how about reversing and thinking in English for 10 to 30 minutes? I think that's a perfect start to talking to yourself and practice it by your own self. Next, we can write a journal to practice speaking English. Writing is a second way of producing a language apart from speaking. While those are slightly different processes, writing is a brilliant practice of forming sentences, which is what you are doing when speaking. Do write anything to push, like simple sentences and using the simple words, and you will do your own writing. You also can write about things that matter to you about your daily life. Maybe you can describe your family or your pet. So the point is when you write, you see which aspect of the English language you should work on, which grammar points seem to be murky, and which words are missing. Writing will show you what you should have practiced further. I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Aisyah. Next, we'll proceed to our first panel with Soh Zhe. The question is, how do you communicate with your parents on social media?
Well, so to maintain a healthy ideal friendship or relationship, the most important is the ability to talk and listen to one another. As we know, nowadays everyone talks about technology, so it proves that chatting on social media has already become a norm for us to stay connected with someone. To me, Social media not only allows you to hear what people say about, but also enables you to respond. Listen first, speak second. This is how social media works. Moreover, most of the time I will use texting to chat with my parents. Through this, I actually use my writing skills, or should I say, my typing skill. Furthermore, I understand what I want to write and what message I want to deliver. Besides, I will also be given some time to form my words, check the grammar or vocabulary mistakes. Especially, I always searching for the vocabs which I don't understand on the website. Then seldomly use a translation application. Although there are also correct mistakes that work in every handset keyboard, it is a chance to let me to learn from mistakes. On the other hand, I will use video calls to communicate with my parents. Cause see, as a college student, we rarely face-to-face our parents. Therefore, video call will be the best way to do so. My parents and I are able to see each other on one screen instead of using texting chat behind the social media. While using video calls, firstly, I always remember to be an active listener. It's because listening is the foundation of effective communication. When I listen well, all right, I get more information about my parents. After that, show them that I value their experience, ideas, and opinions, and take their concern seriously. Respect and sensitivity are key of any effective communication. I always let my parents know that I'm listening and interested by nodding or saying, all right, occasionally. Thus, use open-ended questions to get more information if I need. As open-ended questions give people a chance to expand, right, and give their ideas on what they are saying rather than just saying yes or no. Actually, these skills are not only using in chatting, but also used in college presentation and the workplace. So secondly, speak to the parents in a clear, respectful, and considerate way. Oftentimes, I will use ordinary language that parents understand. Well, it depends on who you are talking with. If we are talking to the lecturer or manager, we should always be well prepared and choose our words wisely. Think before you speak, especially when you are talking about difficult or sensitivity issues. Thus, always be open and honest so that I can give my parents accurate information. And this is how I stay connected with my parents on social media. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, so for your good opinion. So for our last question, where do you get trained for being good at speaking and writing? We'll hear from Shafa for this question. Where do you
First,
get trained for being good at speaking and writing?
Firstly, for speaking, we can join our university's club and we can get trained in there. In this IPG, we can join the Oritex club. This club are for someone who wants to participate in competition like public speaking, forum, and debate. While we are joining, we will train ourselves to be more confident when speaking in front of the audience. When we are doing this, we will gain more confidence. It will give you more confidence because self-confidence is a fundamental trait that you can boost through public speaking. It is not a it is not a cakewalk to take the stage and talk to the people, but believing in yourself can force your harsh inner critics, fears, and anxiety to take a back seat. It is vital to understand that what you are saying is valuable to people who want to listen. It's easy to have your self-worth and esteem shaken by negative self-talk and bad experience, but this can be overturned by developing your communications habits, and you can do this by joining public speaking club. Practice makes perfect, right? And second, for writing, we can train ourselves by going to a writing workshop. In this globalization era, if you're not able to attend the class face to face, there are a lot of workshops that are available online, and we can just search it on Google or Chrome. For example, the workshops that are available online are Training Zone and UCLA Extension. So there are no compromise and saying that it's too far and I have no time. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Shava, for your explanation. We are almost in our last part in this forum, which is conclusion. So, can you wrap up our season by giving a conclusion over the topics that we will have discussed?
Right. As a conclusion, we realize that actually speaking and writing skills are not so hard, but it's hard to be confident. So just keep practicing, such as giving a speech in front of the mirror or speaking English with your friends. As a result, you will find difference between now and before in it. Everyone makes mistakes. However, it's through our mistakes that we know that what we can improve in our work. Responding with determination and an active spirit of learning rather than self-degradation is much healthier way of dealing with mistakes and failure. All in all, keep an open mindset and let your confidence flourish through all criticism, mistakes, and little victories. Don't be afraid to try new things, but think through your efforts before kicking them out. That's all. That's all for the conclusion. Thank you.